This is the Literacy Mindset Podcast, where education leaders discuss identifying and removing phonological barriers with Mindplay's CEO, Jeff Pendleton.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. I am excited to have another episode today on the Literacy Mindset of our Oklahoma series. I have Miss Joanna Hall here, who is the principal at Bennett Elementary School in Broken Bow Public Schools. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. I love talking about and talking with administrators across the state. We really try and we've tried to cover it, and now we get the southeast corner of the state, which is, I think, probably the most beautiful part of the state. I don't know how people would argue against that, but we're excited to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I think it's the most beautiful, but I'm partial.
Yeah, I understand. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? Obviously, you spent a lot of time in Broken Bow on that, but what kind of led to where you're at today?
I did grow up here. I went to school here. I'm now the principal where I attended elementary.
Amazing.
I did work away for a few years. I started out in deaf education.
Okay.
I worked with deaf and hearing impaired kids. And then I came back to Broken Bow and I worked with students, high school students with mild to moderate disabilities. And I taught algebra. And loved it. Loved my high school kids. But as part of that, they asked me to start taking over special ed directing.
Okay.
And the further into my career I got, the more I discovered I enjoyed working with the adults, because as you work with adults, you can really make a larger impact.
Right.
Because you change the way an adult works with someone, a teacher, then you change the lives of 30 kids every year for their career.
Right. I love that.
And so that's the reason why I stepped over to the dark side of administration. That's and good. It's okay. You know, we have cookies over here to give people. It's all great.
There's always a sugar peace offering to be made when needed. Yes. Okay. I like that. Let's see. Tell us a little bit about your building and Broken Bow Public Schools in general.
We are down here in the southeast corner.
Okay.
We are very isolated, which is a blessing in a lot of ways. The nearest city of any size is Dallas and Oklahoma City and Little Rock, which range between 3 to 4 hour drive.
Okay.
Texarkana is mid-sized city. It's still an hour and a half away. So like I said, we are very insulated here. It is still very community oriented. It is still very family oriented, very supportive. If someone has a tragedy, there is a taco dinner being served where you pay in silent auctions. I mean, it is such a great place to be. And if you break down on the side of the road, it's not if somebody will stop, it's how many.
That's awesome. Love hearing that. Okay, so we've got about 1,500 or so kids in the district. Your building is a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade building, correct?
Yes, best ages.
Yeah, the right in betweenish perfectness there. About how many kids do you have in the building?
About 300.
About 300. Okay. So let's dive in and let's talk a little bit about literacy.
Okay.
So walk us through what a core block is and how you guys think about that. You kind of mentioned how you're structuring your literacy block. So maybe give us some guidance on that.
We have 2 different programs. I'll talk about our core program first. We keep honored our 90 minutes.
Okay.
The first part of the 90 minutes is whole group instruction.
All right.
And then it is broken down into small groups. And they rotate between stations. And that gives the teacher time to have teacher table and really focus in on that group and working with them individually, while the others are participating in quality group time, group activities. This is not fluff. This isn't, let's do a crossword puzzle, keep you busy while the teacher's working. No. We have really good stations that we've set up. We've been doing a lot of training on that over the last few years because that's not typically an upper elementary thing.
Right.
You tend to see that in lower elementary.
More K2, right.
But we have found the value of it. Okay. And so we work that in. We also have another program that we do called What I Need or Win Time. and we give post-formatives. We level the students according to where they're at that standard.
Okay.
We work with them, and then we give them a post-formative to assess how much they learned.
Okay.
And something we are going to start doing this year is we're going to start having the students data track themselves.
Oh,
so
interesting.
it is a form. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. They color in the colors so they can see when they retest, they can color in the next color to see if they're making progress or not. Because I think a lot of times just a test grade or score, they know whether they did good or bad, but seeing the visualization of the colors in the chart, I think is going to really give the students ownership over their own learning.
I love that. And so you got a pre, post environment, formative wise. Oh, what's your time block in between the pre and post?
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And that's a pretty regular cadence throughout the whole school year.
That is.
Okay. And that's general classroom teacher, or is there a specialist that comes in and does that?
It's general classroom teachers, special ed teachers, reading lab
Everyone
teachers, ELL. I've even taught it.
Okay.
And so if we had a really large group and we needed to break it down even more, I have taken a WIN class and taught them.
Awesome.
And somehow I always get the boogers. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes. Okay, there's this thing in the country called the science of reading. Has it made its way to Broken Bow?
Yes.
As the wave of science of reading, what does it look like there? How have you embraced it? What have you done with it? Is it more of like, this is what we've always been doing? Talk to us a little bit about science of reading.
It is, and I would say that is probably one of our biggest challenges down here in the southeast corner is the wave, as you called it, reaching us. We are just now getting information. The problem is our State Department is 4 hours from us.
Right.
And so PD and trainings that they can send a teacher to for the afternoon and they come back is a whole day in a sub and a hotel for us.
Right.
So it does take a little bit to trickle down here, but we are on board. We have been to training this summer. Teachers are excited. We are working with Amira to help us support. And I'm really, really fortunate. I've got a fantastic staff. I cannot brag on them more. You throw something at them, they're going to make it theirs. And if they don't have enough stuff to implement it, they're going to chase me around the building until I get it.
Right.
So I'm really blessed.
What does professional development look like? Is it pretty uniform? I mean, you have third, fourth, and fifth grade teachers, so it makes sense sometimes in a K-2 building, right? Everybody is pretty well versed in foundational skills. It's you're doing as an initial skill. You don't have to think about it relative to intervention. But once you get into fourth and fifth grade, and now all of a sudden, there's this, hey, we have a phonics gap, or we have this, and the fifth grade teacher says, well, I don't know about teaching phonics. Like, is that come up, or how do you think about professional development in your building across, the different levels?
Part of what I do each year is we are a very supportive community in this building.
Okay.
I ask the teachers to send me suggestions at the end of the year. What PD did they feel like would support them the best? And we try to target and individualize as much as we can. Also, like I said, it's a 4-hour drive and a hotel stay. Sometimes we'll find a good PD and we'll send someone to it with the understanding that they're going to bring it back to us.
Right. Got it.
And all the information. But this year, as I said, we've really been focusing on the small group instruction and how to manage that. A lot of ours is focusing on something that will help everyone. We've got procedures. We've got how to make a small group, how to rotate it. And that's pretty across the board for everyone this year. So this year, everybody's getting what they need. and it's going to be great. We're excited. We're so excited. They've been up here all summer.
Yeah. Hey, preparation happens at the times you least expect it, and that makes a lot of sense to me. So
that tells you what a good staff I have. They have not gone home.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned community as it relates to the staff, but also we kind of talked about being a small town. There's just a pretty amazing community effort behind that in general. Like, how would you describe the community as it relates to like a literacy mindset? How does it to make sure we make community readers? Like, is there something about a small town and a community like Broken Bow that can help accelerate that maybe isn't in place everywhere else?
Absolutely. We invite the community into our school regularly. We have a reading book bingo night. We have literacy nights. I know this is not academics, but we also brought back the fall carnival last year. Because the more we have found, the more that the community sees us and gets to know us, the more we form a cohesive team. And this is something I say a lot at assemblies, that it takes a village to raise a child, and we all need to be part of the same village. And so as far as literacy, one thing that I am known for is principals challenges. So once each semester, the kids turn in a suggestion and we set a goal with our AR points. And if they meet it, I do it. So I've eaten worms. I've kissed pigs. I have been a human burrito, a human ice cream sundae. One year, they wanted to do a pie eating contest. So the kids who met their AR goal got drawn out, and we had a pie eating contest in front of everyone.
Wow.
And I can tell you, earthworm is bitter.
Thank you. That is probably some of the most unique information we've had on the show come our way, but I appreciate knowing that.
But the community...
take your word for it.
Yeah, the community knows that I do these things. And so a lot of times they'll come in and watch the challenges and then participate and enjoy them as well.
I like that. Do you guys have a library?
Yes, we do.
It's kind of a strange world that we live in. Sometimes people have gone digital library. Sometimes we have a strong commitment to a physical library. Talk a little bit about your library.
We have a strong commitment to a physical library. She does a phenomenal job. She offers classes on research and how to look up stuff, find stuff. It's a really, really neat library, and she keeps it very, very well stocked. She takes great pride in it.
Excellent. What about just technology in general? I think you mentioned that you were a one-to-one school. How do you think about technology? Does it become part of your decision-making framework? Like, we want to look for things that we can use on it, or it's just a byproduct of other curriculum decisions that we make?
It's a split down the middle.
Okay.
We do incorporate, we're one-to-one. We incorporate a lot of technology into the day. I tend to think when technology first happened, it caught the kids' attention.
Right.
Because instead of a textbook, it's flashing, it's moving, it's doing all this. Well, now that technology is so everywhere, it's kind of old. It's old hat. So we do a combination. We have actually went back to, like in math, real textbooks where you have to copy down problems and stuff to slow them down. Because this tech world is so fast, they don't care. And they'll just click a button and be done.
Right.
So along with reading, we've tried to slow them down a little bit. So it's a split. We're going to use technology. We're going to take full advantage of it, especially the supportive learning platforms that are out there. But we're also going to kind of old school it. In English this year, we're going back to novel units.
Oh, interesting.
And so, yes, partly because last year I had third grade lunchroom duty and I started reading novels to them. And I realized quite quickly we did Where the Red Fern Grows. At one sad part, one of the kids turned to me and goes, they go, "Why would you read this to us?" And I'm sorry. So, but what I discovered in the course of reading that is that they don't really follow the figurative language, the descriptive language that are in those novels. It takes them a minute. You have to sit there and visualize and really think about the wording to develop that picture in your head. And that's a hard skill now. And so we are going to novel units just to teach them how to break down and maybe really enjoy a novel. We've worked on it all summer, making sure it aligns to the standards. And we're supporting it with a really wonderful grammar program. And we're really, really excited because a lot of times, like the textbooks, it is a story Monday, this, Next week, story Monday, this, and it becomes very, they're not engaged in the reading. They're not engaged in the story. So we're hoping to develop an interest in reading, to develop that love of reading so they can really become attached and get to know characters and settings and really have a buy-in to the whole reading process.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, with your grades, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, like I've had plenty of people on the show where we talk about the challenges in upper middle school and high school of short form writing because everything comes in a 144 character tweet or text messages that are, two letters to the word max, it seems. But it doesn't feel like that would necessarily be the communication style of 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Do you feel like, though, that there's still a technological influence at home as to maybe this gap in figurative language and other things?
Yes, I do. I'm going to tell you that in the 8 years I've been here, the problems that you would have saw 8 years ago at middle school are now here. So with the technology,
going down the grades.
Yes. Cyberbullying, getting those hateful messages out and texting, it's very much here. The short characters, this is how many I have, Snapchat. It's incredible. And it's getting worse every year. Oklahoma recently banned cell phones in the classroom across the board. I've had that ban in place for about 5 years.
Got it. You're like way ahead of the curve down here in southeast Oklahoma. I love it.
It happened one year when I had a student on the bus aggravate a bus driver until she got very upset, and then his sister started recording. Mom was here in my office before the bus was, because then the sister sent it. Unfortunately, I also had video on that bus.
Nice.
There were several incidences like that, and it just became a disruption to the learning environment. So yeah, I banned them a long time ago.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, on the technology lens, is there, again, interesting on the lower grades, we talk a lot about it. In upper grades, what about the influence of AI? Is there a lot of, these large language models like ChatGPT or Gemini that are influencing your buildings, or is it kind of kept at bay with the age of your students?
We are starting to use Magic School quite a bit. I introduced it to my staff last year, showing them how they can make mock state tests and different things. They're getting into it now. So it is one of those things that is started here.
Got it.
It's not huge here yet.
Got it. Okay. Well, I've loved the conversation. There's a lot of things that we've learned about what you've been able to do there. What do you, maybe as just sort of a final thought, what are you most excited about the future of education? You've packaged a lot of things together. You've been around, you've seen a lot, but as you think about where we're going, what are you most excited about?
Even though sometimes I feel like it's a double-edged sword, I'm most excited about technology and the way it opens doors down here in little southeast Oklahoma.
Okay, say more about that.
Yeah, our kids get to see and experience a lot of things that we normally wouldn't. There is video cameras set up around the world where we can live stream a panda.
Right.
Or we can take a trip around the globe and see it get light to dark to light again. And that really lets you feel the size of the earth.
Right.
And we can live stream Hawaii and let them see a beach. We can invite, I have a friend who lives in Ireland who's going to talk to us on Zoom one day and just explain what life is like in Ireland. I mean, it's opening the doors, and it is letting kids know there's opportunities out there that they could only, when I was in school, I could only dream of or didn't even know about.
Right.
So I think that's what I'm most excited about, is how the technology is shrinking the world and just bringing it to us.
Putting it right there at your fingertips inside of the building. Well, I do think that is something to be very excited about, and I'm excited to see where we can go with it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me today on the Literacy Mindset. And hopefully, maybe we can do this again sometime soon.
Oh, I would love to. This has been fun. I've enjoyed it.
If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love to hear from you. Learn how we help students by identifying and removing phonological barriers at mindplay.com.